Hi there traders, this is Joel. Today I'm going to be explaining a little bit about price structure. What you should be looking for if you're pretty new to the markets, and really how to be looking to place trades with high probability of success. And this is really aimed at people who want to know how to trade without having to use indicators, who can just simply look at a price chart, read what's happening with it, predict where it will likely go next, and then from there, just simply be able to learn this skill, be able to apply it really to any price chart, any FX pair, any stock, this type of thing. And this analysis is consistent and can be used across any. So what we're going to be considering is higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, and lower lows. So that's going to really be what we'll talk about today. So first and foremost, what I'll do is, and this is really something that makes it a whole lot easier for you to see. I'll grab the trend line tool here, and I just simply start marking out where price has traveled to. You certainly don't need to be exact with this. You can not pay attention to every single candle. You just simply want to be marking out the rough areas of where price has traveled to, and that's simply it, really. So you just simply here just want to mark out the general travel location. I won't do the whole chart, don't have time to go through everything with you, but this will really give you a great example of where and how to use this type of analysis successfully. So what I'll first of all do, I've marked out the general location of where price has traveled to, then just hover over the name of the chart that you're on, and just click the eye. Now that will get rid of all of the candles, so that you can just simply look at the direction of travel for the chart. So this shows what we just marked out. Makes it much easier, much simpler to understand. Now what I'll do is I grab these. So this is a higher high, higher low, lower high, and lower low again, just to go over those. I'll copy and paste them because I'm going to need quite a few of them. And what I do is I simply mark out what I'm seeing. So first of all, start off with a higher high, that's a higher low, and then it's a lower high. So I use a lower high marker, because ultimately this here is lower than the previous high, so it's a lower high. Really simple, nothing too technical, nothing too complicated. So this here, I'm using a lower low, because as you can see, this point here came a little bit lower than the previous low, so that makes it a lower low. Here though, this is a higher high, because it's higher than the previous high, so nice and simple. I like to try and keep everything as simple as possible. It's where you can't go wrong. So that's that, and I'll just continue marking all of these with the various ones. I'll do it with you live, so that then we are able to really see exactly how quick and easy it can be to analyze a chart. We'll see if we can get this done in under 10 minutes. That would be fantastic. So let's see what we can do. Got another lower low. This here looks like there's a slight higher high. And then we got lower lows. Great. Once I've got that there, what I then will look to try and do is mark out any of these that look like they are. I'll try and look horizontally. And is there any areas where some of these points are typically level or in a line. So what I'm looking for there is resistance levels and support levels. And I mark those out with a horizontal line. Quite clear to see we've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are in a general area. If I mark that line there, that kind of covers most of those on that support line. I've probably got another 2 up here. It's these here, they're quite far away from each other. But there are 3 in a line there. So probably what I'd do with this is actually I'd get the zone marker. And that would then give me a bit of a zone. Let's see if it makes a bit more sense to make that a zone as well instead of a line. It makes it a little bit easier to see. So so that's probably all I can see there as our support zones from what I've marked out there. So simply then, what you want to do when you're before you're looking to try and enter any sort of trade is really just monitor what's happening with the price. So let's say that you've joined price when it's up here. You put your marker on there once you've seen that it's turned again a little bit lower, so it's a higher high. Let's imagine you've got let's imagine coming into this trade you've got something that looks like that from your previous low. Okay, so then once you've seen that that's starting to turn, it's a higher high, so that's great. You'd then be looking at, can I see any higher lows, sorry. And that's where once you start to see this price action turn here, yep, you'd able to mark that one up there. What you really want to do, you don't just want to enter off 1 or 2 of these. You want to start studying price and watch it move for a little while until you can really get 100% confident you know exactly where price is going to be moving next. So let's imagine price has moved in here. You've got this one up there. You'd mark that one as your lower high once you've seen that it's turned again. Now, this is important. Once a higher high turns into a lower high, that is a potential change in the trend. So here you're potentially now considering to look into sells. Now, so what you then want to now see is a lower low after you've seen a lower high. So that's what actually does happen. Marginally, slightly lower, it comes in there. So you've got another lower low. Then what you'd want to be seeing is another lower high, ideally. However, this doesn't happen in this case. You get a price action that moves through, makes a higher high from the previous high. So starting to get a little bit of confusing price action. So at this point, you definitely just want to sit on the sidelines, wait for some clear price action that starts to tell you exactly what's happening so that you can make a clear and informed decision. So you watch for the next time that it's making a clear point, a pivot point, as it were. So here, made another higher low than what it was previously there. Maybe that should have, that was maybe a mistake. Let's use a lower low, because it was actually a slightly lower low than what we had previously, but very close. So at this point here, once you've got 2, 3 that are starting to line up, you can see that this is a clear support level. Now, in that case, if price is starting to move into a bit of a level of support, you simply just want to sit on the sidelines, watch what's happening. Got some confusing price action up here that's just a little bit jumbled, not really making a clear direction up or down. Just sit on the sidelines, and then you've got to watch for the next one. So you've got a lower high that's been printed in there. Now that's a lower high than the higher high. So, and we're certainly not taking out this one over here. So this is still quite dominant. And price here is just simply consolidating. That's what you can start to make out. By the time you've seen this here, you can see it's starting to consolidate in this area. And certainly all of this bullish price action that you will have seen coming into this area here, certainly with this high not being taken out, you were really going to be looking and thinking about the possibility of a trend change. So we're going to be then at this point, the idea is coming into my mind about any sells that could be happening soon. Now, this is where the decision and the bias would really have been made, because then you've got not only a lower low that's been made after the lower high, but it's also broken through that support level. So simply what I'm then looking to try and do is enter on the next lower high, which would come in here once you've seen price come in. And what I'm going to do is turn the candles back on here, because it's really important that you'd actually be watching the candles happen. So you would see here the lower high has happened. It's on the previous level of support, which is a fantastic sign for you as a trader. And simply when you get a candle close lower than this support level, I'd be looking to enter. So probably the candle that you'd want to enter on will be just here. I'll draw an arrow to it. You might enter onto this one, but because it's got quite a long wick there and price has moved up, maybe you wouldn't. This one here definitely would though, because you can see that's a very bearish candle, closed below the support level, and it's clear that that's now a lower high than the previous one. So here I'd be looking to make my entry. So let's get the price. So I'd be looking for a short, a sell position. I'd enter on the end of that position there. I would then be putting my stop loss somewhere above the the lower high. And any time that you are looking to place a stop loss, don't just simply place it dead on the previous one. Always add on another 20 pips, 15, 20 pips or so. So it'd be somewhere up there. I'd look to just give it a bit of breathing room in case price did move back up, which it does happen to do there. So, and then what you need to do is set a target for your trade. And quite simply, once you've set your stop loss, you know where the stop loss is. You move this down, and simply until this here turns to a 2 risk reward ratio. So keep moving down. So once you've got a 2, that is your target, your price target for you to your take profit target. So and quite simply there you can already see that the price in this trade would have worked out fantastically, and that's just simply by following the rules of price structure and ultimately how things develop. Now I ran over slightly further than my 10-minute target. We're over at about 13, 14 minutes or so, but not to worry. Hopefully this has been something that's really informative for you. Now if you have learned something from this, then please like the post, follow my profile, and also as well, I'd be most grateful if you can share this with anybody else that you think will find this very useful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of your day.